Shit, talk about. Now this is another name I looked up. DEMOND. You know, it's under Hawk. Also, it says she directed the implementation of the plan to strengthen educational. Did I? And then they have Jenkins here and Johnson's there, and somewhere they had a Charles, and somewhere in here too they had a Charles Jenkins. You know, maybe I just didn't get all of them, but I'm sure I did because it had a Charles Jenkins and it had Deborah Jenkins. But here they take the Johnson and put it over here, and then put it with a Gerald. Johnson Gerald. Jones Latasha Jones. Seniors. 25. But I went to look this word up to see the name that she put in front, and it means man. It's African and an American name. It's African name and American name. It means of man. It is so small. I don't know how to get you to see it, right? You know? Of man. You see? That's what it means. So, of man Jenkins. Because I am of man. And there is something else here in this one. The Cancer one. I was looking at this. You know, Jamie, she comes up a lot in these, along with Carmel. And I did not even put her name in here, but yet it is bold type, as though I did, you know. PROgRAM is bold type. Why is she bold type? See, bold type. The plan, that's bold type too. So now I'm going to look up Angela. So now, Angela, it is Latin, which will take me back to La Latina of Angeles. Now you have your United States. They like to stay where they stay. And then angel, at the end, is a god, you know. So she had to give me that name, I guess, because she know I am a god. Fusion of Old English, Hard G, messenger, envoy, one that announces, possibly related to Angoras, mounted carrier. So that must be when she gave her name, put her Angela Hankerson. She put Angela as her too. She is the mounted carrier. Both from an unknown Oriental word. Now we get into Oriental and we go back to the Asians. And that is a story about Aleister Crowley. Well, it's a movie about Aleister Crowley and the Asians and how they got that swastika that they call a swastika. And there's Jehovah. Messenger of Jehovah. See? Hebrew Melech. Yahweh. Messenger of Jehovah. Aleister Crowley changed that to Jehovah. In the movie, when Aleister Crowley he goes to see the Chinese. He went to see the Chinese. He went to stay. He stayed in China, and they welcomed him and this and that, you know, and he did his little magic and all that other kind of bullshit. However, the Chinese had to give up a symbol, and it had to be a peace symbol. If those who were with Aleister Crowley, if they wanted to have peace, you know, if doing what thou wilt, then they had to give him something, and they gave him what is called today the swastika, except it was not in the position they have it in, you know. And I think there is I don't know the name of it, but there's an anime cartoon my son watches, and one of them, and he is Asian. He has the symbol on his head, and it is turned at the right angle, or to the right angle. You know, it's in the right position. However, Aleister Crowley, in order to make it work, you know, so they think, but shit, enough of them thinking that shit's real. He took it and he turned it a different way, and next thing I know, it is a swastika. So, angel, the meaning of angel, meaning a mounted carrier and a messenger that announces, one that announces. I guess that is what I do, because you don't even hear her voice. So she doesn't say anything when she comes as Angela. So she cannot be one that announces, a messenger, you know. But she is a mounted carrier, you know. She carries herself through the lines. It has to be some form of a virtual reality thing, you know. When maybe they come, because see what they showed on The Simpsons. No, it was the one with the baby. Not The Simpsons. Well, it's a cartoon with a baby. Sometimes the baby is gay, sometimes he's not. He has a fat dad. Damn, what is the name of them? Somebody Family, I think. But anyway, the man, it was an old man too. He put these things on as though he was going to take him an electrocardiogram or something. And then he put these things over his eyes, and he stepped into the machine. Then he was in, I want to say Huey, but the baby's name is not Huey. Or whatever. So, he wound up being, this is a cartoon though that comes on TV. He wound up being in the baby's eyes. And the mom came to check on the baby, and he was looking down the mom's breast. You know. Also, in that cartoon, they have the baby where the baby is gay sometime, you know, and the baby wants to kill the mom. That is a very, very, very bad program, a very bad program to have your children once. You really should not watch that. Now, there was Angela Jenkins and then Angela Hankerson. So Angela Hankerson, she is for Jehovah because she is of Crowley, and I am for whatever name this is, Yuhuway, but that's what Milak means. So if you put Jehovah there, then it should say Yute Wife. I am for Yute Wife. She is against them. She even sent Yute Wife's son that came here. He was the real angel. He was the real messenger. I mean, one of them. There were many that has come and everybody killed them, you know. So literally, it is an Aaron spirit. An Aaron spirit. So she is a spirit on an Aaron to fuck my life up. She came in through the air conditioner, but I cleaned it, and I cleaned it very well. Now my shoulder is doing not my shoulder. My shoulder's been doing okay, but I no longer really have that shock, you know, that long shock going through my bottom right rib. It's just now like it's just sore, you know. But it was like someone was putting something in between my ribs or squeezing my ribs together. And my daughter came up with this voodoo stuff she saw on the internet. She was telling me it could have been a knife that she was putting through them on a doll. As I told her today, people don't need all these little things. You know, these things get in the way. People see them. No, it's just easier. If they have the money, it's so much easier for them to just buy the shit over the internet and do what they do. Because while you're on the internet dealing with programs, no one knows what you're doing. You know? Now it says, of persons loving and lovely. Okay? Loving and lovely. Lovely is not a spell. Love is not actually a spell, because you can love nouns. You know, they say nouns, people, persons, and things, but they are beings, places, and things. Beings, places, and things. So you can love places and things, and a being can be lovely. But when you say, "Oh, I love you," now I know it's a spell, and I will get the fuck away from you quick, fast, and in a hurry. You can ask any dude that I have ever been with, when they use this word, I am out. And this is in 1590. So this shit came about after we were put in slavery. You know, there was a triangle slave trade way before 1555. However, my fault, I can only speak of me, we begin to be transferred from Kenya to everywhere, and also from here to everywhere, you know. So my folk was here, and my folk were also in Kenya. The medieval gold coin, see, and I said that they need to make up money. They don't need it, but they make it up to make you think that you are about something, because you have more money than the next. Instead of us pulling all our resources and doing something so we can get from up under their rule, we rather look at the other one and say to ourselves, "Oh, that's not me. I'm better than that." Although there was one of us who came about, and he came up with a rule of talented tint. We don't do that either. Now, it is a new issue of the noble, first struck in 1465. To me, anytime I read the word noble, to me that's a wicked motherfucker, although the word is noble. But you can tell he's a wicked motherfucker. Here he is. His education is about nothing but war. And he comes as a 6. And he was so called for the image of Archangel Michael. Yeah, they like that word. Slaying the dragon, yeah, which was stamped on it. Slaying the dragon, that was stamped on the coin. No one slays a dragon. A pink man will never slay a dragon. They need the dragon. The dragon is a code word for syndrome. It just keeps going on and on and on. It was the coin given to patients who had been touched for the king's evil. Really. Now we have angel food cake. It's from 1881. Angel dust. It's from 1968. So they just brought out that angel dust shit. That's the dust, that United States bullshit. And you know they are the gods. Angel food cake. That's my second favorite cake. But I will eat angel food cake before I eat my favorite cake. But yeah, it's not my favorite cake. So now, since she wants to hide me under the name Gladys, I go and I look at Gladys. It's almost ready. No, it says probably a Brythonified form of Labatina. And we have the CIA. You see? CIA, not only CIA, but DIA. And if I can go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that is a 7-letter word. And even if it wasn't, I could go to the 7-letter club. I'll turn this into an E, and I'll get Delia. DELIA. Tell you, everything points to Delia. Do I want this shit to point to Delia? Am I trying to make it point to Delia? No. It just, the arrow just always points to Delia. And this Latin, and that is of a man's name, and it means lame. So you see how she hid that? She hid that. Gladys. Wow, I wonder if she knows her name means lame. Damn. Which is of unknown origin, but it means lame. It's related to lame. And there's the United States right there. It's related to Lane. So she has my name as Gladys, and I am Lane. Where the fuck did I hit right here? See? So she says Lane Jenkins. Wow. I wonder when we lived on Pulaski and Gladys if this was our address. 3 6s and a 9 4. 13. It is a foundation to build on, though. And this is chapter 5. The 5 is added to Curly. All these numbers add up to a 4, although she has a 4 at the fucking end. And I must be lame. Well, what I wanted to do is ready, so maybe some other time. Should talk her out.